Hello, friends. GM.
GM.
How you doing, sir?
Good. I'm making my way to John Gotchi's parcel right now. I believe that's where you guys are hanging out, right?
Oh, yeah.
Excellent. Yeah. Nice outfit you got there. It looks like you changed something.
Yes, I am in my peacetime outfit now.
Peacetime out.
Yeah, no portal mage right now. I just got the axe, but in my nice red plaid and got the milkshake that has been in my avatar for a long time, but I never actually had it. So finally picked it up today. Same with the red plaid.
You could say your milkshake brings all the Gotchis to the yard.
To John Gotchi's yard, yes. Your milkshake brings all the Gotchis to John. Yeah, you look like you're ready for summer. You look like you're ready for summer.
Ironically, we're at the end of summer, but... Oh, here we go. All right, spillovers are alive. And just a note here, friends, the parcel collisions will, like all the installation collisions will be turned off during the Hangouts, just because they add a lot of lag to the servers right now. So until we have finished up with the back-end refactoring stuff that we're working on, they will be turned off during the Hangouts, just a little note. So that's not a bug. I'm ready for some elk. So we got 2 parties tonight, John's. Ready.
I'm hanging out with a bunch of Gotchis at the Gotchi Web3 school right now. I believe you guys are at the other parcel though, right? So you'll probably be heading over here after.
Which one is happening first?
I'm not sure. John Gotchi. I don't see him on this parcel, but I see you here actually on this parcel. So it looks like there's one that is more.
I do see John Gotchi. He's on the Web3 one.
Oh, sick. Okay, so I'm sure he's going to be pulling the plug, left first, right second, sick. So we can have a convoy of Gotchis and head to the next one after this.
Oh man, these shades are looking fly. Love it.
Those are the Coder Dan shades that you got there, right?
Yep.
Yeah, very cool. Do you actually have
these
those
on? I've had these on the whole time. They just weren't that visible because of the Portal Mage helmet.
Oh, right. Do you have these glasses in real life?
Not yet, but well, I think these were actually kind of almost an inside joke from when we were in, I think it was Token 2049 in Hong Kong. They had these glasses, and there's a picture of me wearing them with a llama. So I think I do have the glasses somewhere, but I don't know. I have to find them. There's like a stuffed llama next to me, and I have these glasses on.
Is there more backstory to that, or that's it? It was the stuffed llama, and then
It was.
I want to know more.
We just kind of walked into it. Was I was there at Golden Cross, and I actually met Vitalik at that event and asked him about when Ethereum would work better on mobile, and he responded to me. It was he was giving a talk, and I just asked him that. So it's pretty cool event to be able to meet Vitalik and ask him a question and get a picture with a stuffed llama.
See, that makes it pretty cool, actually. That gives a lot of context to those glasses now.
Yeah, they weren't red though. I don't think. I forget what color they are, but maybe they were. Let's check the picture. There, yeah, it was neat.
Oh yeah, that image. Will you be sharing that or updating your profile on Lenster now that you have a new PFP?
Yeah, I posted actually a message. I did update my profile on Lenster today, and I was trying to figure out how to use the NFT avatar with Aavegotchi. Have you guys gotten that to work yet? Like you can upload your own image, but I wanted to actually, check it in my wallet. And I tried to do it, but it was giving me like a provider error, which I don't know. Has anyone been able to get past that with Aavegotchis?
No, I have not. But it is interesting as a feature, and looking to see Aavegotchis get more like integrated into Lenster.
Yeah, I want that. Be cool to finally have like. I remember when they first launched it. One of the reasons I didn't really adopt it that quickly was just because I couldn't get my profile picture of my NFTs for Aavegotchi on there, and I don't know exactly what the issue is. So we're gonna figure that out and get that sorted.
I decided that all the work that I'm gonna do for Hefe's crypto portal, my new it was supposed to be my new YouTube channel, is actually gonna be now natively on LensTube. I'm gonna start
Nice.
there. I'm gonna start there and then branch over to YouTube if I feel like it. But
Yeah, I'm doing
think
the opposite. I'm migrating everything from going forward, at least that I make to LensTube, and just not going to work on YouTube that much anymore, other than live streams. But
yeah, there you
LensTube
go.
will have live streaming soon, so that will be. I'm just can't wait to be there.
Well, yeah.
What are some of the selling points of LensTube? I haven't used it that much yet.
Well, I made a video that you can check out because I used it literally one day, and I was like, "This is crack. I need this in my life." Basically, people can collect your videos, sort of like the Lenster, like your post. So you could do collection fees. Like I put up one of my rap songs, and Stanny collected. Well, actually, he collected two of them. So it allows you, like for me, I have a YouTube channel that has almost 1,000 subscribers and like 8,000 hours watched, and I'm still not monetized. Where I put up a video on LensTube, and I've already made like over 30 Matic in like a few days. So it's like, all right,
Nice.
Google, bye. I'm like, forget that. So
Yeah.
it also, it's a small community at this point. Like we were talking about on District 420 and on the GMI call. I want to really strongly urge Gotchi Gang to go and check to see if you have that Lenster handle. You can claim your Lens Protocol handle because we were like, I guess, grandfathered in. And we are one of the biggest communities out there. Stanny retweeted one of my tweets about like, hey, let's bring our art here from the Art Summit because people are into it. So if you're Gotchi Gang and you haven't grabbed your Lens Protocol handle, go and check it out. It's lens.xyz. If you have one, grab it. And I think we could be one of the strongest communities on there because there's not that many people there. And Gotchi Gang is always strong as hell. So we might as well move over and take over that platform before it blows up.
Yeah, that's a great idea. Yeah, we was actually just chatting with Stanley a little bit today because you guys might have seen my post. I went to his profile and it said I was unfollowed. I was like, what the hell? Like I've been following Stanley forever, so just made a post and he started DMing me. We were just chatting a little bit, and I was like, yeah, we want to do more with Lens and Aavegotchi going forward. So it's perfect. I mean, it's going to be awesome just to have our community over there.
Yeah, it's going to be a really good move for us. We've been excited about it. It's crazy. I limited my profile back in June. It's kind of shocking. Once again, another example of how time disappears here.
Yeah, I mean, these things take a while for them to gain traction, but and it's also crypto winter right now, and it's I'm actually glad that they're not gaining a huge amount of traction yet, because when they do, they're gonna kind of blow up Matic, and it's gonna be really clogged. So hopefully they will get onto like a supernet or something eventually, so they won't have that issue, and the public chain won't be too clogged. But yeah, it's going to be cool. get some Gotchi gang action over there.
So the first of John Gotchi's parcels has been partied out. So there's this herd of migration happening to the right to his second parcel.
Ooh, okay, let's do it. I'll follow you guys.
Yes, I just posted this here as an example on Lenster. This is Soju. He or she, they made this awesome little glitter crunch cereal box thing that we could collect. I forget. I think it was limited to 10, and they got collected very quickly. Like I saw, for 3W Matic, it was worth grabbing this little unique. Look at that. It's a little Gotchi glitter crunch cereal box. So it's like it encourages all of these. Just artists in general, even the small artists, to get up and like start minting and having a way to get your art seen. So it's very cool, especially after the artist on it. It's like, oh man, after hearing Master Yang and Yang Kong speak, it's like, yeah, let's go to Lens. Let's do this.
What do you do when you collect it? Can you flip it later, or is it just to show support for the art?
Well, I guess whatever
you can
collect
sell it
ends
on
up in
OpenSea.
your OpenSea, yeah. So you could sell it, but at this point, I'm collecting anything that I see that's cool. Like ZombieShepherd has been putting out some fire, so all the pieces he's been putting out. Gravy has been putting out some cool pieces. So it's just this like secondary level of collecting. It's almost like more pure collection, because I'm not thinking I'm collecting this glitter crunch box to flip. I'm collecting it because I think it's dope, and that's like at the price level that we're at, where we're spending a Matic, 2 Matic, 5 Matic, it makes it much easier to be a collector and not to think of it as speculatively trying to flip. It's like, no, 1 Matic, this is worth 3 Matic. It was $2 or something like that. It's a nice piece, and I really do enjoy it. So maybe I'll print it one day.
Well, I think 2 interesting examples. So I've been on the back end of it where I missed a post collection opportunity on Lens, and I was able to source it on OpenSea at a little bit higher than the original collection offering, but I was able to secondhand buy it. And then I think Zombie has also had some really interesting examples with things to do over there in terms of trading non-Lens post assets. He was able to trade a Lens collect post for a NFT art piece that had nothing to do with Lens.
Yep, that was nice. It was one of the gravy cans that I collected on Lens. I was able to trade for a legendary Rigo raffle with Meatball.
GM, everybody.
What's up, Emperor?
GM.
GM, sir.
I've been doing a little collecting, been running around. You guys getting quite a bit?
Yeah. John Gotchi was saying the second party, maybe Alchemica didn't drop, but it looks like there is some Alchemica dropping.
There was just a
it
big
just
drop.
popped through.
Oh, it's dropping.
It's popped it. Nice. A lot of FUD.
Yeah.
Huge amount of FUD.
Who's gonna go on that other side of that wall and get the rest of that locked up Alchemica?
Ooh, is that a godlike flower? That's pretty cool. It's like a random godlike flower chilling in the corner of this parcel here.
It's just low-key clout.
Y'all don't be underestimating the clout. The clout game is gonna be big, I think.
Speaking of that, when is our official Aavegotchi art competition with the mosaic tiles? When is that?
I think it was the 28th, right? If Gravy's around, confirm that. I think it's the same. It's gonna happen alongside the rarity farming finale. We can kind of pack them all together.
Yeah, that'll be a cool way to wrap up rarity farming. I got a parcel design. There's actually a really cool tool that Moolah Crypto has built. I believe that's a Gotchi farming member. Has built this really cool tool where you can even import pictures, and then it will tile according to those pictures. And I don't think it can do really complex things, but you could do pretty much any shape or design. And I'm going to use that probably to help me get everything together.
Gachi Farming has been killing it because they have the the Moolah based thing, and also the verse analytics stuff that's come out, which has been pretty cool to be able to see like whitelisting and top 25 borrowers, stuff like that. So they've been killing it quietly.
We're
Yeah,
all
I'm
trying
looking
get
forward
through
to
this
talking.
call.
Is the spillover delayed? Because I've channeled twice and haven't gotten a spillover.
Probably is a little bit. It looks like there is a bit of a delay. Not sure what exactly is causing that. Let me see. Anyone's around.
Time to just sit and wait. At some point, we'll move over to the GMI parcel. I have a level 1 behind, and I'll just pop the cork on that for everybody.
I could probably go to our other GMI parcel as well and kind of do the same thing.
I got the
Shall
G.
we
Let's
do
wait
it?
for the delay to be fixed though, so that we can time it for everybody.
Yep.
Yeah, let's do
It
it.
might not be like fixed, but it's apparently it'll tell you how long it's gonna be. We got Gotchi Mark in here saying that it's gonna tell you how long the delay is going to be, I think. If there is gonna be one. Pretty neat.
How would we see that?
When you go from your altar and claim, it'll give you a pop-up that says the spillover amount, the radius, and then how long it's going to be until it drops. That's what I see this screenshot here that Gotchi Mark has just dropped. Very useful.
Oh yeah, it's showing the console showing that there's like almost 18,000 Alchemica on the map, so there's probably a little lag there.
Man, I just saw some really good demonstration of wall clipped ethereality with Sprint.
Were you able to get through the wall?
I was not, but I think John Gotchi and Soju slipped right through it. Yeah, I had a parcel on the other side of the wall on the John Gotchi's parcel Alchemica drop, so I spawned over here to walk over, and as soon as I walked over, I saw them both slide right through that sucker.
Oh yeah, I think I just saw it too. I keep slamming into it. How do you guys do that? Oh man.
That just worked for me too if I spam the Sprint.
Oh, there we go. Nice.
Ghost powers at work.
Does anybody have the link for the Moolah tool? Bearded's asking for it.
What do you guys think of the new mini map? Still very much a work in progress, but the biggest work has actually been done, making it more dynamic.
Sorry, what was that, Coder Dan?
The new mini map. Have you seen that yet?
Yeah, and the feature where you can make it also pop out, like go away. So that I really like that also. And then zooming in is helpful to see the little like side roads that you could take sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's gonna be really nice for questing and when we have more coordinated meetups and that sort of thing. I think we needed this feature, or we will need this feature more.
Yeah, there's
Yeah,
a lot
you
of
guys shipped a whole bunch of stuff. Yeah. What's the next big Gotchiverse release? I know you'd kind of mentioned that in your list of like that you'd released kind of a list of shipping coming up and currently happening.
Yeah, for Gotchiverse, the main one is going to be NFT displays. That's like we've updated the roadmap on the docs.gotchiverse.io. Drop that. Try to keep that as up to date as we can. So the NFT display and the party portal release will be coming. And today I posted a request for comment to the DAO here in the DAO forum about another feature that would probably work really well together. We just want to make sure that that we hit all the angles here. If anyone has any ideas about it, which is observer mode, and that's a feature that would kind of sync very nicely, I think, with the NFT display release and the party portal, because it's like, say that we're gonna have some big artists coming into the Gotchi ecosystem with their art, and we just want to make sure that it's easy as easy as possible for them and their collectors, their fans, to be able to like hop in and see the art, displayed in the Gotchiverse. So
What a great way to invite people into the Gotchiverse. That's awesome. Because if I had some well-known artists' work or a bunch of artists' work, I would set up a gallery of some sort on my parcel, and then on Twitter invite a bunch of people in somehow to come have a look, wander around a little bit. Yeah, it would be a great experience, I think.
yeah, so the event will be the party portal. That's going to be something you'll basically charge up when you want to use it, and it'll cost a little bit of glitter, and there'll also be a little bit of alchemica used for that, and that'll be kind of like when you want to use it, when you want to have an event, you can charge it up. If you're not using it, you don't really need to pay for it, or you could do theoretically like you could do an entire year's worth of charge if you wanted, just to have it always on. So that would be perfect for like an NFT kind of gallery where you could have people come in and view your NFTs right there, hold a little meetup in the Gotchiverse, and then have the observers for people who don't have Gotchi, and interact with the NFT display without actually having to like own a Gotchi. So we want to make sure that we keep the Gotchi functionality as related to like yield farming, Gotchi only, but at the same time we need to have more ways for people who don't have Gotchis to get in, because not everyone wants to figure out Gotchi lending and how to do that.
Yeah, I agree. There needs to be a straight way to get in. What do you envision these observers to look like in the Gotchiverse?
We're still going through some ideas. If anyone has any cool ideas, feel free to drop them in the thread there as well. We do have some ideas of our own, but would love to also see what the community thinks. What should an observer look like? Should it?
Well, at one point we mentioned dropping other communities' tokens in. So maybe during those events they would have specialized skins that they could log into and only pick up their distributed tokens.
That probably will at some point happen, but that's not going to be for like this release. Like we're not going to be trying to do any like major partnerships with other NFTs yet, but could in the future I could definitely see some collaboration there.
I know a while ago you'd said there can be many Aavegotchis, but there's also maybe Aavegotchis that are not, that don't have a spirit force, and that's kind of like an observer Gotchi, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
But like maybe that would look like a Gotchi, but without the crypto spirit force on its head, and maybe a little bit more plain looking. Maybe there's like a couple different ones you can choose from, but they're pretty standard,
Maybe you can pay Alchemica or something to make it look, better too. So
I just don't see people paying for that though. That's the only thing, because you're only the whole idea is like you're just gonna take this thing and it's gonna allow you to go look at art and like check out the Gotchiverse. So like I don't know
Will you
why.
be
Would they
will you
have
be
purchase
able to
opportunities?
interact?
Yeah, they'll be able to chat. They'll be able to like what I envision is they can also build, and this is important
Okay.
because if you have a parcel, you just want to like casually build on your parcel, and you might not own a gotchi yet, and you go to rent a gotchi, and you're like, oh man, it's going to cost me, one ghost if I want to rent this thing for 24 hours. I might think twice because I'm not getting that one ghost back just by building stuff necessarily. And so I think it's important that we also allow people to build with this observer mode, because then they can, for example, if they just want to do NFT stuff, they just want to place NFT displays everywhere, like they can.
I know you had said that there's going to be like other wearables that aren't wearables. So could they like equip those?
No, they can't equip anything. They're not. It's not an NFT. It's just like an avatar in the game. Why would they own land? Because land is pretty cheap, and you could, if you wanted to like show off your art in the Gotchiverse, you could get a piece of land and get an NFT display, and then have people come see it in the Gotchiverse. You might not even be that interested in all the other yield farming aspects, like the harvester, the altar, and all that, but you want to be able to show off your wares. So
It's
if you have to do that, it's friction for people.
It's a brand new entry point into the game, right? It's
Mhm.
like you could before you could only get access if you owned a gotchi, and then we introduced renting, so that was another way you could get involved. Now we're introducing an even lower barrier thing where you could go right into the game, you can build on your parcel, you can go look at art, you can go hang out, you can go chat, but maybe you're not really quite ready for a gotchi. It's a lot of money to put up for the gotchi initially. And so you can kind of warm up to that by just checking out the game, appreciating the art, hanging out with your friends.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to be chilling in there, and then hey, suddenly Saturday comes around, all your gotchi friends like, oh, sorry, bro, I got to run. I got to go pick up money. And you're like, what? What do you mean pick up money? What is this money you
Yeah.
talk of?
Yeah, and I mean that's the biggest deal with my normie friends trying to get them into the game over the last year is the barrier for them is they just don't want to spend any money at all until they really see and understand what this is about. So this is a great way to be like, hey, look, just forget about all that stuff. You don't have to spend any money. Just grab this thing, join me on Saturday, and just see what we do on John Gotchi's parcel. And then you let me know if you want a Gotchi after that. You know? Yeah, it's definitely a way of stoking some FOMO for people who might not really understand initially what this is all about, and maybe they don't want to put in all the initial effort to really understand everything. They just want to try it out. They want to check out what this whole metaverse thing is all about, and come hang out with some friendly gotchis. Ain't no party like party at John's. Exactly.
Yeah, this would actually be fairly like once the Gotchiverse works more flawlessly on mobile, this would be a perfect way for someone with mobile and doesn't have like a wallet to be able to just jump in and observe. We are going to have an option if you don't even have a wallet, you'll just be able to come in. You really won't be able to do much, but you can just kind of walk around.
Hell yeah, that would be so cool. That would be so awesome if someone without no wallet. I think that would be a first actually for any kind of metaverse experience so far in like this whole space. I don't think there is anything like that where you can, just without no wallet, nothing, haven't been onboarded to Web3 or anything, and you can come into this metaverse and be fairly limited in what you can do, but you can still go hang out and get a feel for what it is.
I think the cryptovoxels like DCL, they if as long as you have a browser, you can jump in. It's not. I don't think it's like the first. We're not the first to do it, but it'll be. It's another way to just make it more accessible and just show off what the benefits of being in Gotchiverse are, which are eventually once spillover is back on, then it will really be apparent. There'll just be money all over the floor. So lots to look forward to, I think, with this upcoming release. Party portals, NFT displays, fake gotchis, observer mode, V2. It's going to be we're coming out of summer in a big way.
I'm excited for the rentals being limited to parcel ownership. I feel like that's going to be great for tokenomics because, anyone getting a lot of Alchemica from that is going to have parcels to invest in versus just people renting a bunch with no parcels that don't have much use for Alchemica.
Yeah, so that passed, and we are just waiting for. We've already gotten the functionality for that worked out, and just waiting for our multi-sig to go through. So should be this weekend.
Love you guys. That's huge. I appreciate the quick turnaround on that.
I did have an announcement written up. I was going to send it this afternoon. Forgot to send it, so I will send it now.
Actually, I want to ask: have the friends been turned off already? Because I went and checked my balance, and it's no longer moving. So I was just.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure friends' balances are still going up.
Zombie, where are you? You gonna get on this G?
So everyone go check announcements.
I can pop over there.
Yeah, we'll see you here, friend.
Oh. So yeah, there are 3 big kind of protocol level changes that we got going on here. Number 1 is sunsetting friends immediately. That has passed with the option to sunset it immediately. Number 2 is updating the glitter missions for Ghostmatic. I believe it's, or is it maybe Ghost ETH? I'll double check that. Maybe it's Ghost ETH. And then increasing it for Ghost. Is it Ghostmatic? And then increasing Ghost USDC. And then updating the Gotchi borrow limit to 1 plus the parcel amount. So number 2 and 3 are very quick. Those will be done probably this weekend. And number 1, we do want to give people just a couple days. If there's any big stakers out there, they need to. If anyone knows any big stakers, just like give them a nudge and let them know that this is happening, so they don't feel rugged like 3 months down the line when they thought they were earning rewards, but they weren't.
Is this a potential opportunity? I haven't used it myself yet, but remember we were talking with Flame Viper about like the block chat. Would we be able to pull addresses of large stakers and at least attempt communication?
Yeah, that'd be cool. Did they receive a notification or anything? Or how does that work?
Yeah, I have no idea. I'll dig into it a little bit, or Flames listening or whatnot. That'd be helpful. We'll just figure it out.
All right, we're ready to pop it?
Yeah, you go for
Wait,
it.
let me just go grab a rental real quick because I don't want to use one of my guys. I'm going to just.
We got Alchemica in the queue. M is popped.
All
The
right,
cheapest
G is
rental I've
popped. 12 minutes.
Every weekend I'm enjoying more and more social coordination within the Gotchiverse itself. It cracked me up, Jesse, this morning saying, "Oh, is anyone getting on stage with me? I'm up here all by myself." We were having a heck of a conversation in the bubbles.
Yeah, I really like the bubble setup. It's good. Even when you're typing, it shows like you're gonna say something that's it's a helpful social cue.
Yeah. Some really nice looking parcels out here. Doing my weekly run through of D1. A lot of good stuff.
I've never had to adjust permissions on my land. Do we where did we find that? It's like a little tab, right?
Oh yeah,
Just-
that's another thing we shipped was now you can upgrade your installations with your borrowed gotchi. So this again perfect for the safety farming, where you can play. You can own your stuff with your hardware wallet, but play with your hot wallet. So if you want to set that up, it's over in app.aavegotchi.com/myrealm. So you just basically go to your parcel management and set it up there. Probably eventually have that in the Gotchiverse. We just haven't gotten that moved over yet.
Hey,
And that's
Mark,
under my
sorry, I'm late
whitelist?
to the party.
Sorry, go ahead.
I wanna take the advantage that we are in the subject of parcel permissions to ask about whitelisting parcels. I know that's in the roadmap, but do you have any expectations coded down of when you guys intend to work on that?
Yeah, that's actually being worked on this month. We got it all queued up in our Jira, and we'll be working on that. Should be sometime this month.
That's great news.
Yeah, that'll be. Is that going to be a game changer for you guys? Like how much are you gonna be using that feature?
Oh yeah, for me for me personally, and for the guild, it's going to be a huge game changer because yeah, as you all know, I have a lot of parcels, but I don't have the gotchas, right? The equivalent gotchas. So what we're going to do is we're going to partner with gotcha owners to essentially assign different gotchas from different people to my parcels, right? To the same whitelist. So everyone can channel Camco. That's going to be a game changer for the guild for sure.
I'd also say for
Yeah,
me
because-
personally, it helps out a lot because I can now then move all of my land into my cold wallet instead of having to have it on my hot wallet so that my client gotchis can access the land.
Yeah, 100%. Even for building services, right? You don't necessarily need to have gotchis and the land in the same wallet or smart contract. Yeah, so again, a lot more flexibility there.
I swear, every time I jump on one of these calls, there's like 10 alpha leaks every time.
Will the non-gotchis being able to build on land take away from the value of the gotchi at all, you think, Coderdan?
Sorry, I'm writing a message. What was that?
Do you think that allowing the non-gotchis to build and do everything on the land will take any value away from the gotchis?
I don't think so. This is one of the reasons why we wanted to open this up to the community in the DAO forum here and allow people to comment. If there is a worry about that, we could think about not having that. But personally, I feel the upsides for adoption are much greater than just forcing a gotchi to have to only they can build, restricting it to them. The yield part, that will still only be for gotchis. You can't empty your reservoir with an observer, or you can't channel with a observer. It's really just for building.
I'm
Yeah,
sure
that's
they're
pretty
also
simple.
defenseless in PvP, right?
Yeah, they won't be. They're literally just basically just floating around. They can't attack, they can't really do anything.
Can I kill him?
No, I don't think so.
Like one shot him.
Will there be any forms of gambling in the future inside of the verse?
We don't have a gambling license, so
I mean,
Emperor's
I
gonna
think
get us. You're gonna get us all taken down, boy.
Hey, Coder Dan, did you happen to see the video that I put out yesterday of what was it? It was me and user OX Default beta testing Gotchi Jam made by Writer Crypto. It was a lot of fun, and we were talking about side bets, how we can see like a side bet thing on the game happening. So we're trying to like, at some point, I want Crypto, Writer to talk to you guys, because we were like, his little mini game, if it can add an observer mode, it would be just straight fire. Like it's just already a lot of fun, but having that observer mode would be a lot of fun.
yeah, I did see it. I scrolled by it in my feed. It was looking pretty neat. Like you guys were playing looked like you were playing horse, almost.
Yeah, we were playing 1v1 with 2-pointers and dunks and finger rolls. It was a lot of fun. I think this is a multiplayer Gotchi Gang mini game. So it's a big big congratulations to Ryder. He's still working on it, but it's definitely some great work he's put out.
That's pretty sick. Super cool. Props to him for making like a. It's not hard, it's not easy to make a multiplayer game that can't be hacked.
Yeah, during District 420, we were playing around with it yesterday. Broke it. We had 3 people in one game and then 2 games running. So it was good. We got to stress test it for him very well.
A little update on the Alchemica. Looks like the queue is definitely going down now. There was some other Alchemica that we used. We were used like before we started with the spillover. We had a kind of a 15-second interval where we would drop Alchemica just so people could pick it up, and that was adding to the backlog. So that's been currently disabled, and the backlog should go down very quickly now. Shouldn't be much of a delay.
Should be showering on the GMI parcel here shortly.
Already fallen.
Yeah, exactly, Choina. Devs did something. This is one of the places where the devs actually do something. You don't need to ask them.
I pulled the cork, but probably that was like 3 or 4 minutes ago, so it should be popping up soon.
Coder Dan, we had a couple numbers to share last night on the GMI call that I think are cool for here too, with fake gotchis coming and just what I'm considering this Aavegotchi art renaissance that's in the brew. The auction art summit, we had 63 submissions and 62 pieces went home with high bidders. It's something a little bit over 2,500 ghosts that was spent on all the different pieces. Diddley Poo, shout out as one of the biggest chasers and took home one of the Bin Lag and Kindred Spirit first editions. It was a blast.
I'm a little sad because I bid on some stuff, and I woke up like 5 minutes before it was over, and I thought I was still the highest bidder, and then I went to the actual site and I saw it was horribly outbid, so I didn't get anything, unfortunately.
You were good at starting some bids, but yeah, those did not survive.
What was the piece that you were aiming for? What was the grail for you? And
I had like 5 pieces. I put some bids on before bed. One of them was there was that one with like 4 liquidators.
Yeah, that first encounter. You were looking at first encounter, Together We Sit, The Art of War, and there's
Yep.
two others that I can't remember.
Yeah, I think I had a bid on one of the raffles, the wild raffle, I think it was.
Wild sus, the sus butterfly.
So yeah, the butterfly. Sorry. Yeah.
Oh man, yeah, those are nice. Rigo's butterflies.
Your brethren Jesse did a little bit better. He at least secured a couple bags.
Oh.
I think
Well,
you
I'll
might
just
have
have
got
to
the
buy
wild
it.
sus, right?
Oh really?
I think he took Pixel Sus. I had my eyes
Oh,
on
there you
Wild
go.
Sus the whole time.
I want to say shout out to Gachi Emperor. He won the auction for Thrax's piece, which also comes with like an in real life physical. And Gachi Emperor is going to ship the physical, have it shipped to me so that I can put it in my studio. So I just wanted to say shout out to Gachi Emperor for that. I really appreciate it.
GM friend.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that was really cool.
I lost my sus butterfly though. I was sad about that.
The cute sus. Yeah, that was me.
Yeah,
Sorry.
it turns out eBay's a hell of a platform. Doing that manual is not easy.
I was just telling Golden Cross at some point in probably the not too distant future, we're going to be able to have NFT displays with GBM auctions enabled.
Wow.
Yeah, it's going to be a great format.
That's crazy.
So you'll be able to like be in the Gotchiverse bidding on stuff live, seeing everything happen in real time.
Oh, that's cool.
We'll be able to do it live in the Gotchiverse. Is that what I just heard?
One
Yeah.
managed bids with managed hammer time and all that.
Oh,
It'll make
yeah,
it
yeah.
so fair.
How's it?
Sir, but my credit score.
And you won't
Dang.
have you'll be able to buy with credit card because we're working with Wirt soon for V2. We have it all set up. It's just waiting for deployment. So what they do is under the hood they go and buy Ghost, and then they buy the item. They do whatever they buy it or bid on it, and then so the seller gets Ghost, but the buyer doesn't have to actually use Ghost to buy it. So there's again just reducing the friction.
Quick question. I think me and Hefe were talking about this. With Wirt, is that a one-way bridge? Like you can bring, you can buy stuff with credit, but is there a way like to exit your money out without having to go back through, I guess through the Polygon bridge or Umbria to like Coinbase or whatever?
Wirt is just it's a one-way fiat on-ramp. I don't think you can sell stuff. You can basically just buy NFTs with crypto, with credit card, and they do the crypto part for you.
Gotcha. It is a one way then. Very cool though. I know Nifty
That's gonna be
Gateway's
cool.
been doing that.
Yeah, I
for a
mean,
while.
just imagine observer mode. You're like, all right, guys, we have this like big auction going on. You don't even have to have a gotchi. Just come in observer mode. You can bid on stuff in the gotchiverse without a gotchi. So, artists could come in with all their followings, their collectors, and they could just see the experience of the gotchiverse and all the gotchis running around and the yield. It's going to be big.
It's one of those things that you need to be there and experience it to really understand it. And I feel like that's the kind of thing the Gotchiverse is right now. You gotta like actually try it out and be inside of it to understand what it's all about. So that'll be cool. I mean, imagine you have a auction at an art gallery and you think you guys are all doing really well, and then some whale observer comes in and bids everything up. Like that would be really exciting.
Yeah.
Who just happens to be walking by.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, oh, I'll buy that. Yeah.
Yeah, lots of stuff in the works, friends.
There's a Thrax dropping preview of that physical alpha Alchemica that's on its way to no future. There shall be more.
Wow. That's awesome.
Oh, no. That's sweet. That cute, man.
That's
Hey,
going to keep me up
Coach,
at night. I'm enjoying that.
just give to get a shout that I'm working on including the Alchemica that is claimed every day through Gotch landings on the Dune Analytics. It's gonna come out soon. It's looking
Oh,
pretty
cool.
good because you can see the USD value that's being generated on a daily basis for the Gotchiverse with landings, right? So I'm pretty excited to release that to everyone.
Analytics are so needed. So
Oh yeah,
any
100%.
that's super cool.
The last data that I checked, I think yesterday, if you take the price of Alchemica, the price right now, I think yesterday we generated like 12,000 USD in Alchemica in one day, right? So that's pretty interesting.
That's just from channeling, or just or from channeling and reservoirs.
No, that's just from claiming gotchis, rented gotchis. So that would be, a
Okay.
way of measuring the size of the lending market for Aavegotchi. So that doesn't include farming, doesn't include, people that are channeling just with their own Aavegotchis, things like that. So the actual market is bigger than that.
Well, it's interesting because there will be some overlap because so many of Gotchi borrower, in the borrower pile. I wonder if there's a way to exclude, non-public whitelist.
Yeah, there's definitely a way of doing that for sure.
Also,
Right now, I'm
everyone.
focusing
No, go ahead, Ronani.
No, I was just gonna say right now I'm just focusing on data regarding lending because that's the main thing that I'm interested about. But yeah, there is Dune is an amazing tool, and with the ABI that Coder then released, yeah, we can essentially build any analytics or visualization we want based on that.
Yep.
Yeah, I was going to say real quickly, if you are looking for a petting service, check out the Orium network. It's been working perfectly fine for me, and it's just free. It's cool. It's in beta right now. So Orium network. Ernani, can you drop the link to the app in the, I guess, chat?
Yeah, absolutely. Let me do that.
Also in the weekly chat, I just dropped one of my favorite new possessions, which is my Big Rob physically acrylically printed Gotchi. What's super neat about this specific thing is that I actually collected it on Lens. He had a post on Lens that had a price point set on it, and if you collected that post, which is a one-of-one collection post, then he would mint your Gotchi and get that on its way.
Man, I'm really excited about Lens. I'm trying to figure out ways that we can essentially tie the scholars profile, right, the on-chain past performance of scholars, with their identity on Lens. That's something that I've been thinking about a lot, and that I think it makes a lot of sense.
Speaking of Lens, I've been thinking, is there like, there's got to be some way to use Lens in the Gotchiverse, but it's a bit unintuitive. But we were thinking, like, how could we potentially do some sort of art that's like on Lens in the Gotchiverse, but it's like a little bit complicated because every isn't every NFT its own like token address in Lens?
Well, there's like this like collect module, and if you allow that collect module, that's what allows you to collect the NFT. I don't know the specifics of it, but like, is there some way you could integrate this like collect module on Lens into some sort of installation where it's like you could see like a thread of collectibles from Lens, and then you can just collect it right from the Gotchiverse. Let me see if I can find in the documentation.
What I would say, which would be really cool, is if you can enable like a follow feature on the parcel. Say I have a parcel and there's like a little installation or some part of like my lodge or display where I can have a thing where you can see that it's me. This is no future.lens owns this parcel and you can follow me from there. So that like while we wait for in-game chat, like where I can leave a mailbox note to this parcel owner like, hey, I like that raffle you have. I want to buy it. We could do it through Lens. We could like integrate in that simple way. I don't know how like intensive that would be though, to be honest.
Yeah, I would think it'd be like an SDK based thing where you're just porting out to that individual's Lens profile more so than trying to embed it.
Yeah, we'll keep exploring it, and we're gonna try to get a call with the Lens PM as well next week to make sure they're aware of the Gotchiverse and see if they have any ideas as well.
I will say, you have a debt of gratitude to ZombieShepherd here because he and I have been talking with the Lens dev team for the last week. It was actually in reference to the Artist Summit, and they kind of pooched it there. They were super bullish on his Cosmic Spaghetti piece, and that has got us a backdoor to Gotchi Gang and some other stuff. So we're making them highly aware as we can without becoming loud.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah, we got a Telegram chat with them, and we've just been like quietly dropping a few questions and a few like comments here and there, just making friends and making them very aware of what we're doing over here.
Is David in there? He's like the main PM, right?
Exactly. Yeah, we got David and Brad in there. But just like with you guys too, actually, it's without a community building on top of y'all's work and their work, then it's a empty space. And so if you wonder LensTube or Lenster or even Favor right now, there's plenty of material, but a lot of it's like low grade TikTok copy paste type stuff. And they're looking for some authentic individuals with real voices, and that's why Zombie and No Future are catching traction from big shots right now, because they are some of the most authentic content out there right now.
Is Lens gonna have a token one day?
Ooh. They swear not. They swear not, and they've adamantly said no. If you want to support Lens, then you buy Aave.
Ooh,
okay.
Spicy.
We'll see. I guess. I know lots of guys who were like, "I'll never do a token," and then 2021 came, they had a token.
Jesse's asking just real quick, what's the deal with Lenster versus the other Lens? So Lens is just a big infrastructure ecosystem, and anybody can open source build on top of it. Lenster is just the furthest along in terms of user experience and efficiency. It's essentially like the Twitter of the Lens ecosystem. There will likely be competitors to it, but they're just the furthest along the road right now.
Does anyone remember Steam It?
Yeah.
So how similar is Lenster to Steam It, like in that design? So I was just trying to get my head around it. I'm super familiar with Steam It.
I'm not familiar enough to say.
Yeah, I'm not. That's a DJ corner that I did not find.
Like Steam It was very tokenomics based. You had to use Steam and like you could upvote people's posts and like basically give them more reach, I think, like by giving them Steam.
No, it's not really like that at all.
No,
like that sounds kind of like Reddit. Yeah.
Yeah, it was more like Reddit. Like you could upvote with Steam and then like more people would see it, I think.
The incentive for sharing sorry. No, I was just going to say the incentive for sharing is just that you can put a referral fee on your post. So it gives people an incentive to spread your post around, because if somebody buys it off of their mirror, then they get a percentage of that sale.
Yeah, it's most similar to Twitch. Twitch, the way Twitch works, it's on Bitcoin SV. But like, if you like someone's post, they get paid for that. It costs a little bit of Bitcoin SV. Branching it, which is retweeting it, you pay a little Bitcoin SV, and the person you retweet earns it. The big difference, though, really is like with Bitcoin SV. Like, I got in because someone gave me Bitcoin SV on their, like I set up a wallet and they just sent it to me. Getting it off or getting it back on or doing anything seemed like a lot more complicated. Where what we're doing here with in Polygon, like every day I'm doing hundreds, if not thousands, of transactions. So it's like I'm already natively here. It just feels like a lot easier to like wrap your head around. And it is gasless, so it becomes like, you're not sitting here approving transactions all day, so it's not bad.
Hey, we got 157 friends listening here in the chat. Super cool. Hey, everyone. I did want to make sure that everyone knows we got the new Twitter account, this Fake Gotchis. If you haven't followed that already, we'll probably have it on. We'll get that on Lynn soon as well. But the main domain right now is going to be Fake Gotchis. I don't know why I didn't give a preview there, but we did also recently put out a tweet with the dimensions for Fake Gotchis as well. And they come in essentially three sizes. You got your square, you got your portrait, and horizontal landscape. So portrait is 2x3 and landscape is 3x2. So if you want to make some art that is guaranteed to look great in the NFT displays in the Gotchiverse, you should use one of these templates.
Thank you for putting that up there, by the way. That gives a lot of context and framework for anyone experimenting right now.
Yeah, the portrait one especially is kind of inspired by the cards. You get the rare Pepes, fake rares, so they kind of got the card model. If you want to do a card, this is the suggested size that you should do it in. And then the landscape there's no specific use, but if you want to do a landscape piece that is going to look great, then you should use the 3x2 dimension. Sure, I will pin that. We're also going to make a Fake Gotchis channel here soon in the Discord, but I'll pin this for now. I think it's actually already pinned. Someone pinned. But yeah, definitely use it and follow Fake Gotchis official if you haven't already. And just posted above, blue tiles are in the bazaar now, and the purple mosaic tiles are live for crafting. And actually, I don't know if you guys have seen yet, but this is kind of cool. You find it here. The Gotchiverse Analytics app that we're kind of working on. It also has the number of tiles that are minted for each type. So according to the analytics, we have for blue diamond is currently the most minted mosaic tile. And after that, we have the dark magenta diamond, followed by the yellow diamond, and that is followed by let's see, I guess it'd be blue star. But of each type, the diamonds seem to be the most popular.
I have a really nice shape. I know I minted a lot of diamonds. They're very universal.
Yeah, well, to point out that what they're talking about in the chat about Dan's being scarce and how every crypto project, we were talking about during the GMI call, it was GMI, about how, no, it was during District 420, how like in the rest of the crypto space, like certain projects, like they're turning on their founders. They're getting, at this point, there's a lot of FUD and anger, and how like Gotchi Gang is just kind of humming along and still like, there'll be hiccups and controversies here and there, but everybody's still like having fun and, in a build mode. So it's good to see, like, I think that is representative though of the leadership in the project and how you've behaved and how that's kind of filtered down to us versus in other projects where it can, it's the leadership is a little wonky. So everything starts falling apart very quickly.
Yeah, we just, I totally agree that like the founders and the founders' attitude and behavior is probably one of the most important parts of the culture of that project. So it's we got two very, very level-headed dudes running this project. Very, we're friendly, down-to-earth guys, and so we've attracted a friendly, down-to-earth community. It's really cool.
Yeah, and that's why I think this art project is really going to take off, because that's like almost necessary to have that sort of approach and kind of vibe around an art community, creating that. And it seems like it's naturally coming together. We saw that with what Mike Callum was saying, with the amount of attention we got for non-official fake Gotchi artwork that's currently circulating, has a huge demand for it within a Gotchi gang. We're almost making markets for ourselves, but also along the way, bringing in new interest, and I think that's where the observer Gotchis are going to come in.
This cider dead. Choina, did you just make that right now? Brilliant.
I was going to ask also, anybody who has any of the into this channel idea that I'm working on, and I just need to be able to find all of these in one place instead of having to look all over the Discord server.
I had some chopping in that. It sounds like all the alpha was gone.
Yeah. What was that? I missed the key points of that.
Wait, you're asking me?
Yeah, you cut out for like 5 seconds right in the middle.
Oh, okay. I was asking if anybody in the Coder Dan, Cider Dan, Cobra Dan, whatever memes that you can drop into this channel, because I'm working on a thing in the back of my head, but I need these images to kind of finish what I'm working on. So if you drop them in here, it'll be easy for me to find one place, go to one place and grab all the visuals that I need.
Drop your rare cider Dans.
Nice.
Yeah, she'll get royalties. You'll get 4% royalties if ever fake Gotchi.
It's like in the Chainlink community, whenever someone asks to drop their rare Sergeys, you got to save all of them, because you might not see them for a long time. Ooh, what's this? Gotchi Bowls. Pumpkin Biscuits. I like that. That's a cool name.
The Pumpkin Biscuits post.
That meme.
I will say Bowtied Nerd's one to watch on Lens as well. He's doing a good job with some manually created posts that are worth collecting, that there's limited amounts of. When Lens swap. I'm tired of running over to QuickSwap. But shout out to QuickSwap for the major UX overhaul lately, if y'all haven't seen that.
Yeah, they really switched things up. It looks so much cleaner. There's a lot. It's harder to find certain coins, but overall, it just seems like a great improvement.
It looks the same to me. Do I have to like refresh my page or something? I still see the green dot.
Yeah, it'll come in like at the top. It'll have a bar that's like if you want to go back to the legacy mode.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just reloaded and it loaded it. Cool.
They got pro mode now too, and integrated their limits and stuff a little. I don't know about easier, but just different.
Hardcore's asking, is this real? Yeah, we were in a band together. The Pumpkin Biscuits.
Well, we got you beatboxing or Cider Dan. When will we hear a Cider Dan collab? I guess a new one that isn't related to the old band.
When's the next summit?
Fellas, we're getting this next week. We're doing this next
week. We're planning it right now. There you go.
I will say there's been shocking amounts of that exact question across the community. I'm happy to see the inspiration, and so many people are post-summit energized right now. We're definitely taking all that into account.
Is Zephy still camping? Because like, just imagine him coming back to.
Oh, he missed a great he missed a great glow for sure. Yeah, he ain't back out of the woods till Sunday night.
Thinking for the next one, I don't know what you guys think, but a hackathon might be something really interesting to do. Maybe like a showcase / hackathon, so recognizing some of the stuff that's already been built and maybe doing some prizes, and then also having a live hackathon like we did for the game jam over a period of days or whatnot would be really interesting. Or even like a month-long hackathon where everybody has a month to build whatever they want, and then there's the event at the end of the month. That would be kind of interesting. I know Chainlink does that, and they're so fun. Like it's a great community vibe, and the devs get to know each other, and it's a whole like community building experience around development. So I think that's going to be something to look forward to, and yeah, we'll keep talking about that, and I think I'd like to see that. Yeah.
Can you give us any guidance here, Dan, on timeline for when Aavegotchis might be properly implemented? Because we almost want to wait on another major art summit prior to that deploying, but we don't want to wait too long and not capitalize on all this enthusiasm.
You mean the fake Gotchi launch?
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
We're really aiming for this month. We'll see if we can make it, but should be pretty doable.
And then I was going to say about like the distribution. I know we talked about it last night about maybe just all BRS or something. I know threw a couple things around.
Yeah, Gotchi Emperor, you brought that up a little bit. Have people been talking about that at all? As far as like the way that we are planning to distribute it?
I know I talked to No Future a little bit last night, and I forget who else chimed in, but I know there was a little bit of a discussion. He said he'd been talking about it too. Oh no Future. What do you think?
Yeah, the discussion was more about like the leaderboards and distribution, right? Because right now, apparently, it's going the 1,000 split between the 3 leaderboard top 333. Is that correct?
Yeah, the way we outlined it in the blog post is how we'd be doing it.
Yeah, so like it's just the idea that like maybe it would feel better if it was weighted towards like how the reward, because kinship only receives 20% of rewards, but they're receiving 1/3 of the cards. And then XP, which only receives 10%, is also receiving 1/3. So it seems like kinship is already, like, I think, overvalued based on the petting. And that's just a hot take on mine. And I'm using an auto petter now, so I'm, you know, a hypocrite. But, you know, that distribution, it would feel fairer if it was based more off of the rewards schema than just an even distribution based between the three leaderboards.
I don't get how it'd be more fair though. Like fair in regards to like the reward. Like you're gonna get
Because
a reward.
think about like the gross value of the rarity farming. Only 20% of it goes to the kinship leaderboard, but 1/3 of the airdropped fake gachi cards, which all have the same value, I would assume, will go to a leaderboard that only really makes up 20% of the rewards. And then XP, same thing. They're getting 1/3 of it, but I'm on the XP leaderboard, so I'm going to benefit from this. But it only has a 10% weighting of rewards, so it could be seen as unfair because it's not really balanced that way.
So am I, but I mean, it has to be balanced in the way that, you know, it gets distributed. So I mean, there's new people that have come in that really don't have that opportunity to reach that kinship. You know what I mean? So I don't understand how that distribution would be like top-sided.
If the distribution's correlated to the reward, then it's saying it's correlated to the BRS of those gotchis, right? In that wallet. So if you have better gotchis, you should get more cards. I just don't know if that's any more fair really than the kinship, because it's kind of the same thing.
At least with the kinship, the 3 different tiers, you're kind of hitting 3 different groups of people, because with BRS, not everyone is invested in heavily in the wearables, but they've been holding a gachi for a long time, or they've been you know, petting it, and even if it's with the auto petter, and they've been participating in a lot of DAO events, so they have like high XP.
Yeah.
So if you just do a BRS, then you're going to miss out on a ton of holders that aren't playing the BRS game. And so that's why we mixed the 3 of them. And I mean, maybe mixing the 3 misses out on another group of people. But really, this is more of an airdrop for kind of the classic OG gachi gang. Like if you just got into Aavegotchi and you just minted a gachi, like you're probably not you're not kind of the target for this airdrop anyway, you know.
We've seen high BRS with 0 kinship too.
Yeah, but there's a very select few that have that top kinship, especially for only 333 people. So, you know, I'm sure there's a lot of, you know, equal wallets that are going to end up getting dropped a bunch of these things. And yeah, they've been here since the beginning. I've been here a long time, but there's no chance that I'm able to catch the top 333. I mean, I've looked at the XP other than buying one, maybe, you know what I mean? But there's no way to catch that. And I've been here for a long time.
I don't think it's about catching at this point. Yeah, this is retroactive reward essentially.
The other way to do it would be and this is we kind of thought about this, would be don't base it on BRS or XP or kinship, and base it on how many like type forms you've filled in. The top 1,000 type form fillers in would be eligible. But I don't know. Then that's like detracting value from the Aavegotchi as an asset.
I'm just saying there's people that came in the middle in the bull market that aren't really going to have the same opportunity that people came in the beginning and have already had an opportunity to get back some of their, you know, money that they've put in here, you know what I mean? And some people are down, and those people in the middle I would consider to be more down, but still OG, you know what I mean? I'm just, you know.
You're talking about me. I appreciate it. I can't get out from underneath this H1 shadow. But I mean, I'll at least for me, I'm not heartbroken about this distribution mechanism. The type form thing's intriguing.
I'm not heartbroken.
I
was just thinking. I'm not heartbroken. I was just wanted to discuss it.
No, it's a good thought. Yeah, it's interesting. It's very interesting. But like Jesse just said, he didn't think that they're going to have a shockingly high resale value in the bazaar. So there might be like market opportunity to buy them. But I don't know about that. I think we're going to watch, and be easy friends. But I think we're going to watch a crazy run on these things in the secondary.
Yeah, I will say long term it's going to have value. I think it's going to very much have value long term.
Yeah, I mean, it's same thing with rare Pepes, man. You could pick up a whole bunch of them for $5 to $10 for like years, and now it's like a lot of them are unobtainable. So it's gonna happen with these. It just happens with these things. So if you just keep an eye out for value and good deals, you'll be able to accumulate cards. I think the way it's being distributed now is a good way to get it out there. I don't think all these holders that are going to get these cards are going to end up keeping them. A bunch of them will get sold off in the bazaar. So
It's
I
like
also say look at
probably won't
people
be
like
that.
Jared. Jared on Twitter is eliciting artists. He's going to be a patron. Like that's kind of like a great aspect of this program because Bearded might get 10 cards, but I don't know if Bearded is going to be producing art. He's probably going to patron people and work out and give other artists the opportunity. I want to speak for him. I asked him to raise his hand if he wants to jump up, but it does like open up. So like I'm going to benefit from the distribution. I'm not really, but I could see how a smaller player would be, oh, Bearded is an artist. All right, yeah. So maybe he puts out 10 of his things. Might also want to be a patron. But it does allow this patron system for artists who might not be able to get the card to at least have access to be able to produce art that will be displayed and maybe purchased.
Yeah, publishing houses and producing houses and curation is going to be just as much a part of the ecosystem. It's not, you don't have to be an artist to have access to one of these cards. There's a whole mechanism to allow that pipe to exist.
So I
Yeah,
mean,
Facebook.
if we want to continue this discussion, you can do it on the DAO forum. That's the best place for this kind of talk. But we would need to wrap it up pretty quickly because we're going to be finalizing the airdrop, like the scripts for that, at some point. We don't want the DAO to suddenly come and say, actually, we want to do it this way. We have to redo a bunch of stuff.
I kind of want to get fake gotchis out there, man. Let's get people start, creating stuff and get art in the gotchiverse. I think honestly, it's a kind of a not really a big point to make. Either way, it's gonna get distributed out. So there's also there's also the drop tickets too, right? Those are gonna be used for a whole bunch of them. So I know some people have been stacking that, so there's an opportunity there.
Yeah, we actually Supreme Papa was mentioning the GBM. We did consider that, and we wanted to have an airdrop. We don't want to force people to like buy things with ghosts for this. It's a community art project. We didn't feel like it was really appropriate for a sale. So cool that we can do this airdrop, and hopefully it'll hit a good chunk of the player base, but without like one way of telling each unique player in the game, it's hard to target, like make sure everyone's getting a card.
When are y'all doing this super early chain link interview? Double trouble.
It's 5 a.m. on the 8th, I think. Yeah, Jesse, did he just post the link there for it? Yeah. So you guys can, I guess, sign up for that if you want to. We'll be going through the Gotchiverse, talking about the VRF, talking about the way that we're using that for rolling the land distributions.
I love this event. This is in the middle of my afternoon, and you get to wake up early for once.
It's brutal, but yeah, it's chain link, so it'll be cool.
That's a big deal.
Very good friends.
Will there be anything new? I'm sorry. Will there be anything new like towers or walls or anything being released in the near future to use up Alchemica?
So NFT displays, the Party Portal. Those are the two main ones that are coming up in this release. Those are going to be pretty good. And then we got Arena and the combat release. It's going to be. I think there's going to be plenty of ways to use Alchemica in the near future.
When do you see the Arena release?
I can't give like a specific timeline on it right now. It's still a lot that we are working through.
That would have been a lot of alpha for today.
Yeah, we've already dropped a lot of alpha overload.
Oh yeah.
But we're gonna try to get it. We want to give you guys plenty of time to play test it with us. So it's not going to be something we just drop and say this is it's done. There's going to be a lot of testing and probably a lot of Mumbai that we get to play on.
That Party Portal is going to be tight. I mean, GMI has experienced that firsthand with events and holding. You guys hooked us up big time with the last 2 events we just did. So it's going to be really cool to see that open up to anybody, and at the same time have the art and the fake gachi all there on your parcel as well.
GMI is proud to be the early alpha tester for all things social.
Yeah.
Hey, I don't know if we talked about this loud enough here. Shock came and dropped his tweet, and let's get some more energy on this thing. So I guess we got the light paper inbound pretty soon for the Aavegotchi Games platform.
Cool. I'm excited for that.
Man, R.I.P. Billy Bishop. That poor man's been looking for the GMI estate this whole call.
Oh no. We'll have to get you coordinates, sir.
Does that mean he's not going to make it? He's NGMI?
He's
At least not
NGMI
before the end of this call.
Yeah, I've probably channeled like 30 gotchis, many, and I want to chill. So I've left like a path of Alchemica. So if you've been like paying attention to my stream, there's like, it's everywhere. I think, where am I at now? I went through District 21 for reasonable parcels that are part of a estate. So there's probably a whole dump load of Alchemica over there if you go look.
Zico's probably right on that trail.
Coder Dan, we were talking about during, I think it was District 420, we were talking about when in the future could you see there being like Discord capabilities within the Gotchiverse? Or is that kind of pretty far out of reach right now with the current tech that exists?
As in like voice or
like
chatting with channels?
Yeah, voice and like creating chat rooms and stuff, that sort of thing.
I mean, I think we'll definitely experiment with it. We also don't want to reinvent the wheel on every feature. So we'll have to see. We're going to be trying a lot of things with the Gotchiverse, and there's a lot of experimentation happening in Web3, and the space is changing so fast that we have to like find a balance between kind of shipping features that should already exist in a metaverse, and also like shipping new stuff that no metaverse has done yet, and seeing if we can, gain share from them. So we don't want to go like if we go too heavy in one direction, it's not the right direction. It's a big loss of investment for time. So chat could be I don't know if it's like the killer feature or if it's a cool feature or or a distraction, and we'll be trying different things out with it. Like Discord was started from, I think they were originally doing like a game, right? And then they realized that Discord was actually like, they made this internal tool for themselves, and they started using it, and more people started using it. That's how Discord became what it is now. So
You talk about this killer DApp, and I think we're building it. I think this is the killer DApp. But it's hard to know what it is till you look back at it, and you look at it, and it's so different than everything else. So I totally hear you on that. Something I've also been thinking about lately is like, what about introducing like benevolent, like the ability to have these like benevolent acts in the Gotchiverse, like just like you can drop a bunch of glitter on the ground and people can pick it up. Like if you wanted to do that, like you didn't have to, but I remember in games like RuneScape, I think even World of Warcraft, you'd have Diablo. Yeah, people would say, drop party, whatever. You get a bunch of people to follow you, and then you would be able to like drop all this, like whether items or gold or whatever. You can drop it everywhere, and people would pick it up, and it'd be like a little mini like spillover event. But you'd be the one doing it. Like you'd be dropping your Alchemica, or you'd be dropping your glitter, and you could specify the radius you drop it in. So you could drop it in like a 50 Gotchi radius, for example, and then you just drop like 200 Alchemica and a 50 Gotchi radius, and you have all these Gotchis like in a frenzy around you collecting all this stuff. I think it could be really exciting, and it wouldn't cost anybody anything unless they wanted to spend that Alchemica glitter, to make it happen.
Yeah, we're actually that's going to be a feature that eventually gets shipped for sure. I've been wanting that for a while now. It's just on the server side, it's a bit tricky to do that because we're going from right now we only have pickups. So when you go from pickups to drop downs, you have to worry about things, making sure that people aren't able to like double drop things like that. So we will definitely be working on that. Probably I don't know if it'll be this month, but it'll be definitely coming soon because that will be a very cool feature for hosting like an NFT event. I kind of view it as like appetizers or finger food at an art gallery showing. You can drop some Alchemica during the party.
You're bringing back the nostalgia, man. The good old dupe drop.
I can definitely see guilds also taking part of that action, right? One of the things that we do is to do giveaways on Twitter and Discord, and this would essentially enable us to move those giveaways to the Gotchiverse, right? Which brings a lot more user engagement, in my opinion. So definitely excited about that as well.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea, and it will definitely be implemented at some point.
All these great things, and you guys keep shipping it, so I'm sure we'll get it in no time. Like couldn't even list all the features that have been implemented in the last 3 months. It's like we're used to, like I used like playing other games, like traditional games. You get like patches every like couple weeks or something.
Yeah.
Or like once a month there'll be like a patch for a bunch of stuff. And here it's like, yeah, we shipped all this stuff and did all these patches that we're not even going to talk about, but let's just talk about the features you actually care about. So I'm sure there's a whole bunch of other stuff that maybe we don't see, but it's just like, yeah, we shipped that too because it had to get fixed.
We're using Jira for our project management. It's really we just started using it like a couple months ago, but really started using it a couple weeks ago for like releases. So the releases from now on should be very smooth. And in this last release we just did, let's see, I'm trying to see how many issues there were. There were like 30 different Jira tasks that were part of this release from various members of the team. Let me see if I can get an exact number. So let's see. Looks like about 30. Yeah. Lots of shipping in 1 week. And the big thing we're working on now is a kind of like a back end horizontal scaling, because right now there's still some issues with scaling in the Gotchiverse, and that's the reason that we have to turn off the installations during hangouts. Otherwise, there'll just be too much lag. So once that's done, if you guys imagine back to like, if you ever play like these RPGs or like MMORPGs where you go between rooms, and when you're in a room, that you see that area, and then you go to like a room next to it, it loads that area. So you have like these separate zones. So we're doing that, except you don't have to. There's no loading time between different rooms. Like you don't go to fade to black and then load it and then come back. It's all seamless. And what that allows us to do is basically each zone will be kind of on its own server instance. So you'll still get the feeling that you're playing in the same game with everyone, but it's 100% able to horizontally scale now. So that's going to be huge when that's done, and that's a lot of our back-end team working on that right now.
Jira's great. For those that are curious, what were you guys using prior? What'd you switch from?
We were using Asana and Google Docs as well. We've kind of used all three in multiple times, but recently we just went all in on Jira. Soju says, the craziest thing, looking back on what Aavegotchi was a year ago, what it is now, completely different. Yeah. There's been a lot of shipping. The team has grown a ton, and just a great bunch of friends on the team, and trying to make this awesome game for everyone.
Well, I think Soji's a great example that you get what you give. He's been actively involved for probably since that last year that they've been aware, and it pays off if you get engaged.
I remember on that first haunt, like really sitting at my computer wondering if I really wanted to pay the ape tax to get more than 10 gotchis.
Yeah.
Hindsight, I would have paid the tax.
Probably should have paid the tax.
R.I.P.
I mean, even if you join the Gotchi gang today, I think you're still very early, and the market's providing some great opportunities to get in at some of these prices that have now come full circle. Some of them back to kind of that initial launch phase. You can still get gotchis for great deals. Portals, wearables are very cheap right now. Like there's some great deals out there right now in the bazaar.
Yeah, I grabbed a second hook for my pirate last week.
Man, did he have another accident? That's tough luck.
Yeah, he's got double hooks.
Really like the
Going to
pirate
the bathroom
outfit.
must be a mess.
I assume at some point I'll get some kind of crazy boost for having double hooks, or be able to like double proc something simultaneous.
Yeah, take that to the Dow forum. Get a sig prop.
Yar.
Hey, I will say, with back to Gotchi Jam too, I have yet to see a Gotchi on the court that is fully kitted out in the MJ wearable set, and so I'm waiting to see that happen.
I think there's a secret bonus in there somewhere too, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe you can dunk from half court.
The dunk in the game is super OP. You can't block.
I was thinking about that more too in the future. What do you think? Like, I was trying to think of ways to control that. Do you think if there was a dunk cooldown, that would be useful enough?
No, I think what we have to do is go straight up back to NBA Jam, where when a player goes up to dunk, you can just straight up 1990 style shove the hell out of them. Like, this is when the basketball was like really physical. So like, I just imagine Patrick Ewing soaring into the air and then someone just pushing him. Like,
so we'll have to have like aggression stat in the mix then.
Yeah, and then steals. Like if you don't have to push them, but maybe you could poke, try to knock the ball out of their hands while they're going.
I hope Ryder knows what he's gotten himself into.
Yeah, it's like I was saying, like I don't really play games, but the games that I obsessively play are sports games, and basketball tends to be the big one, basketball and football. So if anybody ever makes a gotcha football game, like a Madden style, old school, simple playbook with 12 gotchas, you got 7 of them on the line with a quarterback teams, that would be dope. I would never leave my house.
That would be really good for the lending market if you'd have to borrow enough gotchas to get your team together.
Yeah, we were talking about the implications with the multiplayer. Like, what would be good is like eventually say this game becomes like an XP event, but then we put prizes in for the leaderboard. You know, where it's like maybe we're playing tournaments and people are making teams, but then people can then rank gotchis to just come in and play without maybe they're not in the gotchiverse to farm, but this is a good way that observers can come in and say, hey, I want to play in this 1v1 tournament. Let me go rent a gotchi. If traits matter in the game, even better. If not, then every gotcha is equal, and then it's an aesthetic thing. And then it's a new way to generate interest.
Well, the prize pool can be funded by like an entry level Alchemica fee, so you'd have to like 200 alpha, 200 FUD to enter, and then that gets distributed to like the top 3 at the end of the tournament.
GMI loves logistics. Yeah, we're happy to help Ryder figure out how to take this. But I mean, Shigachi Bulls is all over it too, and Humble Bagger's been helping along with the development support the whole time.
I'm really excited for. I think it's Gotchi Bulls, right? They're working on that Gotchi, and I've seen some of the screenshots and little animations on Twitter. See what that is, because it looks like it's going to be epic.
I think that game is still gonna be like Web 2 phaser game, so you'll have to pick from one of their characters, but that's still very dope. And like, why not, right? Like, we at the end of the day kind of just want like something fun to play, and everyone's dying for a racing game. So this will, I don't mind playing with just a boilerplate gotchi for now, and then once they're able to push V2, then we can integrate our actual gotchis.
When I will say, anybody that has any kind of, say, a guild banner or maybe a promotional material that you'd like to share, he's already got the billboards developed for this deployment too, and he's happy to discuss asset submissions. A little push for you there.
Little advert revenue generating model in the game. Smart.
Hey, the spillover queue's been totally nuked, by the way. It's instantaneous at this stage.
Oh yeah, smooth. Yeah. Gotchi Bulls, I gotta say, the animations are dope. I think they just did an animation for Gotchi Mafia, and like they had Thrax's Gotchi, Goops's Gotchi, and a few other Gotchi Mafia members. If you guys have that trailer, drop it in the chat. That was dope. So with I know we had with fake gotchis, in regards to fake gotchis and NFT displays, we had mentioned that some of the previous Aavegotchi artwork would be whitelisted to kind of be grandfathered in and recognize it as the OG initial works before fake gotchis, like a Series 0. What are you guys thinking in the process for that? Because I know you guys at the end of the day do care about what you want in the Gotchiverse. There's some rules to adhere to. What does the process look like if you have some artwork, Aavegotchi related artwork, and you would like to have it in the Gotchiverse pre-fake Gotchi?
Yeah, I would say like now that it's announced, what we wouldn't want is just a bunch of like art created because they know it's going to be included in the Gotchiverse. So I would say, like, if you're getting ready to make a bunch of art just for that specific purpose, like we would look on that as potentially just trying to game the system a little bit. So it better be really good. Like, it better be good art.
Well, I mean, I was gonna suggest this, and it depends if the community is open to accepting this. But perhaps we could say that the art summit we just recently had was a tentative closing of the. You know, people can still create Aavegotchi artwork, but maybe that would be the cutoff. You know, anything before that was, you know, grandfatherable artwork, and everything after is it's cool Aavegotchi artwork and potential fake gotchi if you have the card. I don't know. I'm just throwing this out there. But like that is a concern, right? If we're like, oh yeah, anything before fake gotchi can be grandfathered in, and then this month we see 1,000 new pieces, that's definitely a concern. So yeah, I'm just
we will evaluate the art like much more strictly than we would before the fake gotchis announcement.
Yeah, fair enough.
If it just seems like it's just like not like kind of low effort, then, and it's obviously made because of the deadline, it might not get grandfathered in. Like if it's good art and it's you know it when you see it. If it's just like very derivative or low effort, it would be harder to make the case for that. But I mean, the other thing is, if you publish your art, you can't. If you publish it as like on OpenSea and make a token for it, you can't use that in the fake gotchis. So I would say, you know, if you got a hot piece of art, you should probably just wait until fake gotchis comes out and you can get your card. Then you can pretty much guarantee that you'll be able to get in the collection.
Yeah, exactly. That's a good way of putting it. There's no double mints. That's kind of like if someone famous artist or well-known artist released their work and then went to like Sotheby's and made like a one of one of the same thing and sold it there. It just doesn't make sense.
Especially with NFTs. Double mints.
No, you can clearly see.
Yeah, and that would also, we're not obviously patrolling OpenSea all day looking to see what's out there. So this is why we have the queue system for fake gotchis, where art will be visible to the community for 5 days, and anyone can raise concerns about art. They can say, "Oh, this is not suitable for work," or this art already exists somewhere, and then they can flag it, and once it gets flagged, it'll go to us for a review, and eventually us will be replaced by the DAO. We'll have I'm sure we'll have a task force voted in at some point that will be kind of helping with that process.
There's a super cool protocol out there I've been following for a while called Rah Social. I think Anthony Zombie's been over there as well, and they're developing a like to earn social curation mechanism for NFTs abroad, and so all NFTs, anything out there, but their mechanism and approach to it, I think, could be really interesting and relevant to what we're doing over here. I'm sitting in as a guest curator in the next couple weeks over for one of their. They have like social curation events every week where people just have a theme that you set and curate art from all over the NFT ecosystem. But I'm using it as a backdoor to try to figure out how to get Bin Laden and some of the Gotchi Gang stuff. We're going to set a theme for like kinship or maybe pixel art or something and just drop all this Gotchi stuff on them.
Nice.
When Gotchi scientists, like the fake scientists.
Oh yeah, pretty much. Like that's. We don't. Currently, that's Pixelcraft, but eventually, we don't want to be doing that role, just because obviously, just the more decentralized this is, the better, and the longer it'll last in the future. So, and it just we'll get better curations out of it.
Yeah, 100%. Really excited for fake gotchis. It's going to be a pivotal moment for the Gotchiverse going in this direction, and it's not even going in this direction. It's a new branch essentially to everything else we already have. So it's going to be really cool to see these newcomers coming in, the artistic types, the more creative types.
Well, and kind of
Maybe-
circling it all back to that like community temperature and community support. I mean, this has been a really pleasant 2-hour call here. And how many times did the ghost token price come up?
Yeah, man.
I guess once.
Yeah, I mean that's the beauty of it. The value is in the community and the content. I think Coder Dan, you had a pretty good reply to this guy who's talking about his new project. I guess he's.
Oh man, I know you're gonna say the Gab or whatever his name is.
Yeah, and like it was like but like it's what you're doing is not anything different than what anybody else could do. Like the community building and the content and user generated content, that is what makes this all special, in my opinion.
Yeah, that guy. I mean, I already made my opinion pretty clear on Twitter about what I think of their thing. The dude has a lot of experience in free to play gaming, and he pretty much already put his cards all out there, and he said, "I'm going to take this 200 million. I'm going to spend 3/4 of it on marketing." It's like, all right, bro, like go for it. Like if that's what you want to do. But the way that he's building this community, it's as you guys were saying earlier, the founder's personality is very important, and he's growing quickly, and he knows how to use Twitter and cause a stir. But we'll see. He's got a lot of allies in like the Delphi guys are kind of hyping him, and he's got the new play to own, or what is it like? Play to or mint? What is it? Free to own, which is basically just an airdrop model. I think it's very transparent. But there's a lot of people defending it. No, this is something totally revolutionary. It's a new paradigm. But it's really not. I mean, Bored Apes has already done that. We've done it with a couple things. Pretty much all the NFTs have done this model. I don't really get why they think it's just because the dude raised $200 million and he was the CEO of like this free-to-play gaming company.
I think the killer DApp is going to be built from the ground up, not from the top down, and that's what's
what I saw.
really
Yeah, exactly. That's what my tweet the other day was like. This is part of a new thesis that I'm working on. I'll be putting more in, like thought about this out later, but just the idea in crypto, like I really think that the big Web3 game is not going to be built by a company that has like a huge treasury of VC funding. I mean, there might be a big game. I don't think there's not going to be a big game, but will it be a breakout game or like where it's organic? I don't think so. This guy, he's gonna take his $200 million and he's gonna spend 3/4 of it on like mobile marketing. That's not a breakout game. That's just buying people to like buying ad space. So very controversial. I'll give him that. He knows how to create a stir on Twitter. But definitely not doesn't feel like a very Web3 friendly kind of guy.
And that's the concept with Web3. I think some companies you see are getting it and other ones are not. And it's very interesting to see these players coming into the space now and kind of understanding which ones are kind of really understand what they're doing. Like if you look at Dior as a brand, they're killing it right now with NFTs. Like they did an NFT fashion show runway thing. It was like this whole like experience and it was like super fun. And then you have someone like Tiffany that's like, yeah, give us 30 ETH. We'll make a jewelry piece of your punk, and then we'll own the copyrights to all your punk stuff. Thanks, and so you have two completely different approaches to an NFT, which is just a product, and what you do with it is what makes the product valuable, right? So they're looking at it in different ways for sure. And what we're doing here is something totally new, in my opinion, with how far we extend to the community and the DAO in our like daily operations.
Yeah, we're gonna be leaning even heavier into that. Whereas these other companies, like this guy, he's never mentioned the word DAO in any of his tweets, or like they use community in a way that just means, oh yeah, we got this community and we got NFT and the community, but there's no input from the community. Everything is coming from the game developers. Like there's no
So that's a
dialogue
customer
between
base.
them. Yeah, it's a customer base. It's the players, but it's not an actual community. There's not dialogue. The dialogue is just, it's like, for him, it's just people saying, oh yeah, based Chad. Which is, it is what it is, but it's not what we're doing.
Some people like the pain. That's all right. Let them roll.
Like the same guys that are saying that now are gonna, be like throwing shade at them later, because their floor price is down 80%.
I've been studying a lot of different games and metaverse type of platforms, and to be completely honest with you guys, that's what I've seen the most out there. Is these Web2 game studios or CEOs. They came to this space and they basically see like a huge opportunity for growing a business in crypto, which is a lot more flexible than the traditional gaming market that they have been operating on. But they essentially build like a Web2 game with NFTs, if that makes sense, right? So on Orion, we are essentially attempting to integrate with multiple platforms, and it's really difficult. It's really difficult because other platforms, they need your email for you to get started, right? Literally, like it's not a Web3 platform. They need your email. They need you to go through this whole KYC type of process. There is a lot of this stuff out there. It's the majority, actually. It's the majority.
That's like you can make a meme out of it, being like, tell me your Web 2 without actually telling me your Web 2. Ask me for my email before I can log into your app, your DApp.
Oh, 100%. The worst one that I've seen, I think it's a tower defense game from Animoca Brands. So literally one of the largest VCs in the house, right? And they require like a full KYC for you to onboard to their Web3 marketplace. That's the worst I've seen so far. You can't even get started without
so bad.
your identity. Animoca themselves, man. Animoca themselves. It's crazy.
Yeah. They also, like when they did the Bored Apes other side, didn't people have to do KYC for that? That was also powered by Animoca. They seem to be very on board with like aggressive KYC.
Yeah,
they're concerned because they are.
I was gonna say most people did the KYC and then couldn't even get the link, so they just gave their information for nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. I think they are raising like hundreds of millions through these NFT sales and things like that, and they are taking money out of the ecosystem. I don't think they are keeping on a DAO or anything like that. They are literally taking it out and putting on marketing and traditional Web2 stuff. And to do that, they essentially need to declare where the money is coming from, and that's where they probably are concerned with KYC and stuff like that. But it's not the crypto way, right? It's not the Web3 way. And second what you said before, I don't think these are the companies. They're gonna make big games, but they are not gonna be the ones that make the revolution in this space, if that makes sense.
Well, friends, I gotta get off here, but yeah, very, very great combo, and yeah, I think what you guys said is exactly right. So all we can do is just keep leaning into our way, the community way, community developed, not necessarily community developed, although there are a lot of parts, but community driven is pretty much what we are. There are a lot of community developed aspects too, which is also like really, really interesting.
Let's end with a really good note then. If you guys saw the post, I think it was Jarvis James over at Bankless DAO, super good data scraper, and had the top 5 DAO projects under 100 million market cap, and I took that trophy home.
Don't get sick of winning. Never get sick of winning.
Yeah.
I think in worldwide, I think we were like number 2, right? They were number 1, I think. The last one I saw from Nansen.
We're right there with the big boys.
Yeah, we're the biggest little one out there.
Yeah.
It's only a matter of time. I think this art thing is going to be huge, man. There's so many people in our NFT community that are here for the art, and they haven't given any of their attention to GameFi or games in general because there hasn't been any art aspect. And so this is going to be huge. I'm really excited, and perfect timing with the observer mode as well. Very, very good idea.
Oh, yeah, there's like 4 features that are coming together that all need to be there for this to be an immersive and frictionless experience for like all these crypto artists. And if they're missing even one of them, it becomes harder. Like it becomes like a chore for them to figure it out. But we're going to aim to make it as frictionless as possible for the artists and their collectors too.
Synergistic, just how Jesse says, the real merge is happening over here.
Yep. All right, friends, have a lovely Saturday and see you in 22 hours for the DAO Hangout.
Thanks, Dan.
Glad to see such a great turnout. Still 130 friends listening right now. Very cool.
Hey, great talk. Have a great night.
Yep. Bye-bye.
Yep.
Later, friends. We'll see you tomorrow at the DAO call for whoever is interested in talking about the Aavegotchi DAO. 2 p.m. UTC, friends. We'll see you there. Peace.
All right, I'm off. Everyone take it easy. Have a good Saturday.
All right. Cool. See y'all soon.
See ya.